In today's video, I'm doing a Northern Lights style dip painting. I'm painting on an 8x8 inch canvas, and I'm going to dip it with it shaped like a diamond instead of a square. I'm using a dark midnight blue, turquoise blue, light blue, and 2 shades of lighter green that are all mixed with Sargent Art Gloss Medium and water. And I'm just marking my canvas on the surface so that I know where I need to pour my paint so that I have full coverage of my canvas when I dip it. Pushing on the middle of the canvas to get out any air bubbles. I don't want any of the blank canvas showing, so I want to make sure that I have full coverage of my paint on the canvas surface when I pull it up from the dip. I also decided to dip each side of the canvas so that I would have complete coverage and my design can go on the sides along with the face of the canvas. I set this aside and let it dry for about 24 hours before I moved on to the next portion of my embellishment. I'm using a couple of rough bristle brushes and some white fluid acrylic paint. I'm just adding a little bit of my white paint to one of my brushes and then flicking it across my canvas to create stars. I find that the rougher bristles work better for this than a soft brush. Once I have this part done, I again let this dry for a couple of hours so that I don't smear any of that white paint when I do my final embellishment. For this last part, I'm going to be using black fluid acrylic paint along with a few small detail brushes and a round filbert brush to paint my silhouette trees in the foreground of my painting. I'm using my larger filbert brush to fill in the larger areas of the black paint, and then I will be using some of my smaller detail brushes to create the trees. I'm using my filbert brush and gently tapping it on the surface so that it creates a tree style shape in the background, and then I will be adding some larger trees in the foreground. I'm using my smaller detail brush to mark where I want to add my trees. And then I'm going to use that larger filbert brush to add in branches. And I'm just taking my filbert brush and again gently tapping it on my canvas to create a rough branch looking shape. I don't want everything to be uniform, so I'm going in various directions. I'm just taking my small detail brush and adding a few more details to this tree. As I move on to the other trees, I'm using a similar method. I use my smaller detail brush for small details, and then I'm using my larger filbert brush, tapping it in a left and right motion to create my tree branches. And again, I'm doing this in different areas so that both sides of the tree are not uniform. I want this to have a more organic look and feel to it. Once I have my trees finished in the foreground, I'm using my filbert brush to add in a few more trees and bristles in the background to some of the areas that were a little empty.